Hello everybody, welcome back to C7 Corvettes in beautiful sunny Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully helpful Corvette stuff. Well, spring has definitely sprung, and as of today we are 1 month away from the official start of summer. So we're going to do a little review of cooling system care as we get into the hottest months of the year. Well, before the summer heat hits, it's time, now that you guys up north have pulled your cars out of the garage and gotten them running and starting your driving, it is time, everybody, no matter where you live, to check your cooling system and make sure that your car is going to cool itself efficiently for the hot months to come. First thing to do is make sure you have the correct coolant in your car. This is very easy to do. If your car is a 1995 or older Corvette, you should be using the traditional green antifreeze coolant in your car. If your car is 1996 or newer, going all the way up to the current model year, you should be using Dex Cool, which is orange. So all you need to do is just look into your reservoir, and if you have the correct color, you're at least starting off with the right material for the engine that you have in the car. If you don't know how old your coolant is, I would recommend changing it. 5 years is the magic number on that. If you think your coolant is 5 years old or older, it should be completely changed out. Speaking about the C5, the C6, and the C7 specifically, there's some things you want to definitely check before you put your car on the road during the hottest months of the year. You want to make sure that the front of the AC condenser is clear of debris. Now, on the C4 and the C5, that means getting down on the ground and looking up under the front bumper into that big bottom breather open area. And on the C6 and the C7, you can pretty much do a visual check looking through the grille at the front of the car. These things, especially the bottom breathers, the C4s and the C5s, love to suck up grass and leaves and plastic bags and all kinds of stuff. So you want to make sure that any of that debris is removed out of there. Most of the time you can get up there with just your bare hand and clean it out, or you can use a sprayer to clean it out if there's really like fine grit and dirt in the fins of your cooling system, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The other area you want to focus on is the area between the AC condenser, which provides the cooling for your AC system, and the radiator, which provides the cooling for your engine. They're mounted about that far apart, right next to each other at the front of your car, under, and on a C4, C5, C6, and C7, they are under a plastic cover that is held down by 4 nuts. You take those nuts off, you take your air bridge off, which we'll go to the shop and I'll point this stuff out in a minute, and then you lift that cover off, and now you have access and you can clearly see the tops of both your condenser and your radiator. Okay guys, we've got a C5 that's being delivered back to their customer today, and I just want to briefly show you what I'm talking about when it comes to cleaning in between the radiator and the AC condenser. Here's what you have to do. You have to take this off here and move this air bridge out of the way. Get your air cleaner out of the way. The next thing you need to do is this plastic cover right here is held on by 2 bolts on each side, similar to the C6, similar to the C7. Once you get those bolts off, this plastic lifts up, and then you will be able to see down. The top of the AC condenser will be here, the top of the radiator will be here, and you can clean in between where it likes to pick up a lot of debris. There are specialized tools for helping you clean between those, because there's really not enough room to get your hand and your arm down in there to clean it. One of them is made by a company called Twinkle Star. It is a attachment that you would use for your home pressure washer, and it's got a bunch of tiny little holes on it that gently clean off debris between the radiator and the condenser without bending those fragile fins in the radiator or the condenser. There's also a company named Lyle. No, not this Lyle. It's spelled L-I-S-L-E, not L-Y-L-E. They make a product, part number is 88500, and that is a similar sprayer that you can hook directly to your garden hose if you don't have a pressure washer. Links to these products are below. You can buy them on Amazon. I'm not selling them. I just know that they work. Assuming that your coolant isn't more than 5 years old, but you're unsure if it's still chemically suitable to do its job, There is a company called Phoenix that makes test strips, just like you could have for your pool or your hot tub, that you dip in and it will tell you if your coolant is healthy. Additionally, these are two-sided strips. One half of the strip is for testing your coolant. The other half of your strip is for testing your brake fluid. This is a great time to check your brake fluid as well, because if your brake fluid A doesn't pass the dip strip test, or if your brake fluid looks more like really strong coffee, it is probably time to change that as well so that you don't end up with a bunch of debris in your braking system. Additionally, make sure that your cooling fans, single or double depending on the year, are turning on at the correct temperatures according to your owner's manual and spinning smoothly. You don't hear grinding, you don't hear any kind of noise that would tell you that bearings inside them are going bad or anything like that. You want to be able to know that these are working properly. This is also the time of year that a lot of people decide it's time to change out their thermostat. Now, C5, C6, C7, those thermostats are kind of a one-piece unit. So you've got your aluminum water neck that hooks to the hose coming into the water pump, the thermostat's inside of that, and that is usually one unit that's replaced as a whole unit. But I wanted to have a little brief talk about thermostats. Thermostats do one job. They do not determine how hot your car gets. All they determine is at what temperature that valve opens and allows the cooling system to begin to flow. However hot your car runs, your car is going to continue run that hot no matter what you do with your thermostat. If you're having an overheating problem, changing to a lower temp thermostat will change the temperature at which the thermostat allows the cooling to begin, but it does not determine the operating temperature of the car. So if you are running hot or hotter than you should be, then the thermostat is probably not your solution. It is probably going to be some other part of the system. Again, either you've got debris blocking free flow of air, you've got coolant that is no longer really doing its job because it is too old, you may be having other problems like a water pump that isn't moving water. There's many things that it could be, but so many people call me, especially the guys with C4s, who say, oh, my car's running way too hot, I need to change my thermostat. Well, first of all, it's running at temperature. It's running hotter than you feel comfortable with, but it's designed to run at that temperature. And putting a different lower temp thermostat in will allow the cooling system to start earlier, but the end result, the cooling system can only do what it can do. So if your car is running 15 degrees too hot above and beyond what the manufacturer says it should be, then you have other issues that you need to address. Just an overview today of the things that you should be checking before you take your car out for those long summer drives, which I certainly hope you are taking because this is the best time of year to enjoy your Corvette. I hope you all found this useful. If you have other additional tips, let me know. Remember, descriptions for the items I talked about are below. If you want to just click on them and buy them from Amazon, you can. We do get credit for that, although we do not make the majority of the profit on it. It does help us. Please don't forget, we are still trying to get to our 100,000 subscriber goal by the end of 2026. We are at just under 94,000 at this point, and everyone who likes and subscribes to our videos helps us get closer to that goal. Thank you in advance. So, I hope you have a great start to your summer, and we'll see you soon.